Just throwing out a couple of other interesting stories here for you. See the New York Post story where the guy was on. He was going to a concert and in New York City, and he was in one of those Uber cabs. They just call them Ubers or something.
Well, it's right. It's,
an Uber cab.
It's just someone's car.
It's just someone's
I
car.
know what it is. I know. I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. The terminology. It takes me a few weeks to get.
Well,
the
it's your
terminology
car
down.
until you drive for Uber, and then it's an Uber car.
Yeah,
but
good
there's
point.
no special.
All right, so the point is that he's driving and he loses his wallet. So he gets to the concert, he can't believe it, and then he's got to go back. He's searching for his wallet. Nobody can find the wallet. Now a couple of weeks passes, and all of a sudden he gets a white envelope in the mail, and it is his wallet. Well, the credit cards, the information, and all of his important things, his license, all there, and a letter from the guy who found it. And he said, listen, I was really in need of some weed, and so I spent all your money. And by the way, it's expensive to get on a subway right now. So, I spent all your money, and I thought your wallet was really cool, but I've sent back all of your important things. Good luck. Cheers.
Oh, my.
So,
wow.
At first, the guy said he was very appreciative. Now, he doesn't know who the guy is. It's anonymous. But at first he's very appreciative, and then he decides he's very angry, saying, listen, I went searching for that. I went, it ruined my whole night, and then you take my wallet and you take the cash. Should the guy, my question would be, this is in the New York Post, should the guy be somewhat appreciative? And he made a statement that kind of bothered me. He said, it's typical New York.
Yeah.
We're good to you with an asterisk. And what are your thoughts on that?
So it's interesting. I think my initial reaction would also be that I'm relieved that I've got the driver's license, the credit card.
He took the time to send it back to you. He paid to send it back to you.
But
we assume it's a he. It could be a she.
But he was still robbed. The guy still robbed him. And I think the guy should be charged. I wonder.
Wait, did the guy rob him, or did he?
Is
really
that robbing
lose
though? I
his
don't know.
wallet?
That's robbing.
He was.
We've already been through that. That's technically.
Was he a passenger in the car?
No. He may have been afterwards. He may have been the next guy in the car. We don't know. But he found it. He found the money.
And we don't know where he found it. We don't know if he found it in the car or if he found it in the
It's
road.
assumed that he might have found it in the. I think the letter from the guy said he found it in the cab.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I shouldn't have said robbed. This guy was still the victim, I think, of a crime. I still think he was the victim of a crime, yeah. And the guy admits that he took his money out. And did he say he used his card for the subway too?
No. He used the money,
He
also liked the wallet. He thought the wallet was really cool and decided to keep the wallet. But he paid for his weed with the money in the wallet.
Well, whether he bought, whether he
Pickles
bought his
or
grandmother breakfast or groceries, whatever it was, I still think this is wrong.
I don't think that's the question, though.
Yeah.
The question is, should the guy... I mean, you're never going to know who this person is. It's anonymous.
Yeah.
He could have just thrown the wallet and in your credit cards. You could have thrown them in the garbage. But he sent them back. Should he be as furious as he is to the point where he's gone public with it?
I would be upset, but I will say he's been spared having to go through the cancellation process, the issuance.
He probably did already do all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what? You're probably right about that. So in the end, he gets back his driver's license, right? Is that the only?
Which is big. You get everything. You get your stuff back. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, a little bit. Nancy Reagan died over the weekend. That is the big news. And there's some interesting stuff about Nancy Reagan. I had told you the story we talked about earlier, where at one point Ronald Reagan and Nancy were standing there and reporters were asking questions, and Nancy was very protective, and Ronald didn't have the answer, and she kind of just whispered the answer to him, and he repeated what she said, and that was pretty amazing. She was like his assistant. She was really there was a partnership, as Willie Waffle said earlier this morning. It was a team, this husband and wife team, and Ronald Reagan always talked about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's got his back in that situation. I wonder if that would fly today? I mean, it's different with Trump, the atmosphere, the climate right now, where
some would say that Bill Clinton was that Hillary Clinton did a lot of played a major role in Bill Clinton's moves. Obviously, not all of them.
I wonder.
A couple of the moves.
Yeah, really.
A couple of the moves in the Oval Office, I don't think Hillary played a role in.
But I wonder if that happened today if that was caught on camera. That
if it would be exploited really badly.
And
it probably was a little bit exploited then, but today you're probably right. It would have been worse. Here's Ronald Reagan talking about his wife, Nancy Reagan.